everyone, good to see you again. Today we're going to be going over our new thing for right now is Women of the Bible. And today we're going to be talking about Eve. Now Eve, as most people know, is the matriarch of society. She is the first woman and she lived in the Garden of Eve. She was made of Adam's rib. She was made to be a helpmate to Adam so that the two could work together like two sides of a coin. They could work together as one. And while they were there, they were in this beautiful paradise. I mean, always happy. There was nothing sad about it. Everything was beautiful. If you wanted something to eat, oh my goodness, it was right there. You didn't have to go out and work for it or plow the land or anything. It was right there, and the only thing they had to do, Adam and Eve had to do, was listen to God and not eat of this one tree, because God said that it would surely give them, they would surely die. Well, of course, the devil comes into play here, and because he's jealous and he doesn't like all the attention that Adam and Eve are getting, which would be my guess, because why else would you do try and talk them into eating from this tree? So he did, and we don't know how long it took him. We just know that finally he was able to, get her to, hey, this, God's lying to you. This tree is going to give you the same knowledge he has, and you'll be as smart as he is and everything. So, like any of us, get curious, and so she ate of it, and oh yes, instantaneously, she knew bad from good and everything. So, of course, the first sin was committed because she ate from a tree that she was not allowed to eat from. She didn't listen to her parent. Her parent tells her no, and she does it anyway, which we all know this, right? Kids do it all the time. And we, even as adults, make the same mistakes over and over again. Sometimes we don't learn very well, do we? Anyway, so from there, God tells them, you will eventually die. But you will no longer live here in the Garden of Eden. You are going to be banished. You are now going to have to make your own way in the world. And because of Eve getting Adam to do it, and for actually doing it herself, she now has to go through pain while she's in labor. However, at the end of the pain labor, she has a child. She has many children, in fact, but we only hear about a few of them. And two of them were a very big heartache to her, which we believe were her first sons. We believe they were twins. The Bible doesn't exactly expand on this part, so we can only guess that they were twins. They might have been two different wombs. We don't really know. Not two different wombs, obviously they came from the same womb. They could have come at two different times, we don't know, but they were close in age. Anyway, it was Cain and Abel. And of course she has to go through all of this. She loves these two boys. I mean, she loves them. They're her children. And one kills the other one because he's jealous. And then he tries to hide the fact. And then because he tries to hide the fact, and God's like, already knows, so he's now banished from her. So now she has to live with one of her sons being banished from her. And that has to be very hard. I mean, your child is now, some of you can actually relate to this. Your child can't come to you anymore because they have to go out into the world and they have to make their own way now. And she understands in a way because she was banished from Eden. So there's a lot of things and such complex character from Eve and the things that she had to live with. I mean, she was the first of everything. So if you think about it, she had to birth these children alone with Adam. And so it must have been scary for both of them. For him, seeing Eve in so much pain. And for Eve, oh my gosh, what is going on? I must surely be dying. I mean, that's what I would be thinking with all the pain. I'm gonna die. never had that happen before. I mean, it's the first time she initially is the first of everything to feel different things. Frightened, scared, loved, the amount of love that you can have for a child. So Eve was a very complex character, but she was the first woman of humanity, so that's very important. Excuse me, sorry that. Of all the things that she had to go through. So when we think about her, we usually think, okay, yeah, she's the beginning, but we don't think of all the complex things that she had to go through. Being the first woman, and she had to go through it alone until she had girls. So, and then she had somebody to share some of these things with. I mean, it's kind of hard to share childbirth with a husband who's never really gone through it. He's seen you go through it, but that's not the same as going through it yourself. Just like men, there are some things that women can't relate to because we don't go through it. Only they do. So there's certain things that men and women go through that it's nice to have somebody with us. But Adam and Eve really essentially didn't have anybody. They had God, which was good, but they got banished from the Garden of Eden. Now they could still talk to God, but they were now banished from the one place that they loved. It was beautiful, and now they had to work, and they had to cry, and they had to feel exhaustion, and just so much that they had to feel now that must have been overwhelming to them. Anyway, that is our Eve. Eve, very complex character. So when you think about Eve, think about all the things that she had to go through. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little series or this little session on Eve. And I will talk to you again next time. Have a blessed day. If you'll hit the like and the subscribe, this will get this moving and get this to other people who maybe want to hear a story about Eve. Anyway, have a great day.